Good morning, fellow believers. I'll try to look at the camera as much as possible. I'm Jim Ray, one of the elected elders here. We're in the Holy Week passage, a few days before Christ was crucified. Jesus was surrounded by his enemies. They confront him, not to learn, but plotting to entrap him, in my opinion. Jesus had in the previous chapters warned of the Sadducees, Pharisees, Herodians, all of those guys that, and he's going to, in further chapters, he's going to have a list of woes. They brought up taxes, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Herodians. We know about the Pharisees and Sadducees. The Herodians from Herod, they believed in a descendant of the Jews, and he was barely related to them. He was their king, and they had a good deal with him. They had a good deal with Pilate. He was on his last legs in his last job as a province commander, and they just didn't want any problems. So Jesus caused some problems. Jesus knows what they're trying to do. He's God. He has the discernment. And he called them hypocrites in verse 18. He's perceived their malice. Malice, as my New American Standard says. Why are you testing me, you hypocrites? They hated the Roman tax. That was a tax not to vote, all the old poll taxes in Texas and Alabama that my parents had to pay. However, it was a privilege to be in the Roman Empire. It paid for nothing. But they knew that if Jesus said, pay it, then everyone will hate him. If Jesus said, don't pay it, they'd love him. But that would be breaking the Roman law. He's an insurrectionist, and the penalty for that is death. Romans and Paul's writing said, you pay your taxes that are owed. Today, we pay our credit cards, our house notes, our car notes, our insurance, and so it begs the question, what do we owe God? What does not belong to God? Because of him, we live, we move, we exist, we have the health we have the blessings. He bounced it right off of them. They didn't respond. Then the Sadducees come up to him. They did not believe in the resurrection because it defies possibility. Moses taught, they're throwing the Moses card at him again, and he says, okay, a guy is married to a lady and he dies, and the law of Moses says the brother could marry the lady and have children because heirs to the blessing and the inheritance were very important in the Jewish culture. So the third brother dies, and the fourth brother dies, and the fifth brother dies, and the seventh brother dies, and she dies with no husband, both of them. Who is the husband in heaven? Ridiculous. And he goes in verse 29, he says, you are mistaken, not understanding the scriptures or the power of God. They're so involved in their laws. Now let's go back to, he gives them one question. What about the Christ, the Messiah? Whose son is he? And they all answer, David. Well, then how does David call him Lord? The Lord said to my Lord, quoting from Psalms here, the Lord said to my Lord, if David calls him Lord, how is he, the Messiah, his son? No more questions. And immediately the text in several places, therefore they plotted to kill him. And they're going to have a trial and an execution that's going to break all of the laws. That's another sermon. This was 2 days before Passover. A lot of lambs, according to Josephus, the historian, were in Jerusalem. But the Holy Lamb of God was there with them. A triumphant entry with the hosannas and Son of David, the Redeemer. The Lamb was surrounded by his enemies, and moreover, those crowds changed. He wasn't going to have a revolution. He didn't have an army with him. So they forgot real quickly. Moreover, Jesus said in his dying last words, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing.